G'day, everybody. Welcome. I hope you're well. It's Craig Cobb from tradercobb.com. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. And any questions you've got, just shoot. Throw them up for me, and I shall do my best to answer them. G'day, Jeff. And to everybody else out there, Jenny, and as you join, welcome. Welcome to a live market scan. Indeed. Look, at the moment we're seeing a lot of seesaw, Marjorie door, sideways, messy, not really the greatest conditions. Yeah, so it's about focusing on where the action is. Saw a good big day in DOT yesterday. If you look at Bitcoin here, look, we're sort of, up, back down, ding, ba-dum, ba-ding, ding, 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 dinging and donging all over the stuff. Thanks, Donna, Corky, hello, Dan. You can see it's banging around. It ain't all that pretty, to be honest. Yesterday was a bit of a wild one. Not so much the size of the daily candle. I mean, it's 5%, which ain't all that big at all. It's just, it was down about 3% at one stage and was up 1.5 or 1.8 or whatever it was at one stage as well. Just all over the shop, just not really doing a great deal. So what do we do during these conditions where, we've got the big dog Bitcoin pretty much consolidating? It's not really showing us a great deal of leadership. What do? We assess where we're at. So I go to the weekly. I've been talking about that 53,000 mark for a while. The fact that a pullback to there would not only be good, it would be very healthy for the market. You can see that that's roughly around where that 50% fib is. It's also in around those old highs, the last high in that move, and it pulled back, of course. So it wouldn't be a bad thing at all to see that. It would. I'm stuttering. I would love to see it pull back into this region, because if we get back into there, we might just get some really great options coming a bit deeper. To have the market come back to 53 and then give us that, higher low and higher high, gets me back into the market a bit earlier, and then I just need to wait for my opportunity to take my trade. Whilst we're consolidating like this, I mean, sure, there's a potential for a higher low, and if we break above this level, we have a higher high. That's not a problem at all. It just means that wherever we're going on this run, we don't have as much to run. All right. So yeah, it's highly likely that because on Thursday I'm going to take a week off, chucking the boat in the back, and I'm going fishing for a week, fishing, boating, and seeing friends along the coast. So Thursday, that's the day that things are going to kick off. You can just about bet your money on it, which would be great for all of you. But yeah, there's not too much going on Bitcoin itself. And when we get Bitcoin that's like this, yucky, choppy, when you get it like that, often a lot of the market also reflects the messiness in Bitcoin. And you can see, just look at how horrific that chart is. What is that? What in God's name is that? That is a 6% spike. For what? For nothing. See what I mean? It's a mess. You do not want to be trading throughout a consolidation like this. So my aim right now is to find some really solid trends, with Bitcoin not being one of those. It's about finding the areas and markets that are trending with the help of coffee. Damn it, I didn't heat it up long enough. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got here. I had 1 inch this morning in my list to see that candle. It is very bullish. There is no doubt about that. We're looking for cradles today. We do have a two-day higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Obviously a very radical move higher and a very fast pull back. And this is why I take targets and profit targets, because it fell back 50%. All right, so there is a bullish candle right there. It is in my list. It's just, it's quite a radical looking chart, so it's still relevant. We'll build out our little blue list, throw that in as number one for 1 inch. Any levels lower? No. Okay. On to the next. AVE. Again, look, AVE's not done bugger all. It's been very messy through here. It's been climbing, but it's not pretty. I'm just going to move on. Cardano is a very ugly looking chart. Still struggling to get above $2 again now. You know, you can see the last time we closed above $2 was here. But we've really rejected it the last couple of days. Will that end up being a really good buying opportunity below $2? Probably one day, but when, I don't know. There's nothing really there of interest on be it long or short. Alchemix also was something I got close, but the problem is it goes higher high, higher low. Well, it's not really, I mean, it's only one candle pullback, but the trend is there. But we didn't break it, so that's a no for me on that. There's nothing in here. You can see across the board, there's not a great deal of activity at the moment. Algorand is very sideways. Just leave sideways markets alone. Alpha, the same. AltPerp. Be nice to see this let go. You know? Let go of this sort of sticky region through this sort of 57 to 58 region. Let go of that and kick on. You can see there's some cyclicity starting. It needs to push higher. So for me, there's not enough there to warrant trading. Ampleforth, there's nothing there. It's pulling back. Arweave is a big mess. Atom is also messy for the most part. Audio, it's just everywhere. You know, it's up, it's down. Look at this. It's just, there's no cyclicity. I'm not interested. AVAX, stuck. Axie. Now here's a chart. I was looking at this yesterday. I think it was the 12 or 16. What was it? Yeah, it was a 12 here. Now it broke down first, but the problem that I had with it having any sort of order raised or whatever with that was because we went low to high. So we in fact don't have an uptrend on the 12-hour right now. It is, you know, it's in a decent enough spot. Let's see if there's a level there. Oh, I mean, it's so. Look, it's just going to be a reference point for me at this stage. Yeah, it's a reference, but I can't really convince myself to put that into the list at this stage. Badger is very sideways. Balancer. Well, what do you know? This little puppy, same sort of thing, guys. Look, pulled back, bullish candle, broke higher, but again we went low to high, which doesn't really do much for me, right? You know, you go here's a low, here's a higher high, first pullback. Nothing really there. Let's see if there's anything up here as a flat level. Yeah, okay. Let's just slap that in. You can clearly see that there is resistance around that area. At this stage, as a breakout, it's definitely not got what I need. However, if it does push above here, pull back into that area, it might actually give us something to work with. So I will pop that in. Band has started to move, bit of cyclicity. Let's look at that in the 2. Yes. Higher low, higher high. It's just a little bit crazy. It's all happening very close by, you know. Race up, boom, straight back up. I'm going to leave that for now. I hope it extends itself a little bit further to clear out. Just want to see it get that cyclicity back. I say the word 1,000 times, but there's a reason for it. It's important to how I trade. No cyclicity there. Bitcoin Cash, there's 2 tests of support. It's just as a reference point. Again, it's not going to go on the watch list. It's just completely doing bugger all. Has been for the last few days, so I'll leave that. Binance. Now, here's a little BB that has been running pretty well. It doesn't have great cyclicity at this stage. I would like to see it step out and step on, because if it can do that, then we might get something to work with. Now, the reason I don't mind Binance is because, look, it has continued to run through 9%, another 7 or 8%. It's continued quite nicely through here, and a little pullback there. If you look at the 12-hour, you will recognize that's a higher low and a higher high. So it does have that momentum still with it. Look at how beautiful the 2-day looks, by the way. In, up, up. That's the sort of what I talk about when that's what I'm looking for when I relate to cyclicity. Something that's really nice and predictable there. I don't have enough just yet. If the 2-hour came down into this area, actually I will, it's in my list, I'll put it in the bluey. If it pulled back into there somewhere, then gave me a bullish candle, would the 4-hour still be uptrending at that stage? Debatable. I don't know, man. I'm just going to keep an eye on that because I just like to see it. I'd really like to see it extend itself out a bit more. If it can extend itself out a bit more, then it does open itself up for trading. At the moment, it's just a matter of waiting. Oh, excuse me. Okay. As you can see, Bancor is in a consolidation. And although there is a higher low just there, we've got test 1, test 2, bees, dickish type thing through there. If it comes up and tests again, I'd love to see a higher low than there to give me a daily breakout. As you can see, it's not an exactly perfect level, so to have that third test is important. It's there on my list because it is clearly a level it is building in, and if it was to just happen to pop through, if it doesn't give me if it doesn't give me a breakout and it was to pop through, then I'd be looking for options on the pullback into that level. So it's a bit of a slow burn, but I'll throw it in for y'all. BSV's a mess. BTT is a mess. Cake, yuck. Chili's a bit erratic, but it's up. Nothing to work with. Nothing to work with on compound, as it's just starting to battle its way up through that sort of consolidation it's been in. Convergence is a mess. Cream, ouch. Crow. Daily candle right there. It's a bit big for me. Let's look lower quickly. Nothing there, no. CRV, I'd like it a bit more if it pulled back in a bit further, but not there now. Dash, no. Dawn. It's starting to move, but again, we can't really suggest there's too much cyclicity there. Yeah. No, there's not enough there on DeFi to... It's got, again, if it can just extend itself through a bit more, we can get options, but a lot of them are just all sort of clumped up together. So that's why I was saying, it's really important to just be focusing on the good trends that are available. Dot had a cracker of a day yesterday. I'll show you. Now, how do we trade Dot at the moment? Well, we wait. Okay, so when something takes off like that, you might be thinking, oh, why is there no trade there? Why have I not got a trade on? Wrong way to think. All right. It's just kind of straight line. There was very little opportunity for any trading through here, given the way that I trade. So what do we do at this stage? Well, we just need to wait to see what it does. There is strong momentum there with Polkadot. What I would like to see from right where we are right now, on the right-hand side of the screen, is there's our higher low. I'd like to see us push on again and get that 15 minutes starting to, get going again. And that would bring us to another day of strong green starting to come in. We want another day like this, but we want to make sure that we get it on the lower time frame once that trend starts again, if it starts again. So I'm watching Dot. It's got to come through and follow through. The beauty of looking at the 15-minute chart here is that it doesn't take very long for that to occur. It can be a matter of an hour or two, rather than, if you're looking at a 4-hour chart, it's going to take a number of hours, right? So It's not going into my list at this stage because it's still got to work itself out, but that's the sort of way that I'll be looking to trade DOT, is to work those lower time frames. Not really much there, is there, Dragon? We've got resistance coming up. We've got a little consolidation there. But again, look at the candles, you know. It's what I want to see with the breakout is higher lows moving up into that. I'm going to leave Dragon out for now. It's still sort of sticky around this level too. It's got to push on through. I'm actually going to get rid of it, but you know, I'd like to see it clear these levels so we get some blue sky ahead. At the moment, there's not too much that has blue sky ahead. Everything's kind of consolidated, a little bit stuck, much the same as Bitcoin. Straight line moves, can't do much with that on engine. EOS, sideways. Ethereum Classic, sideways. Ethereum, bullish daily candle, break the high of that. We may actually get some action, as you can see up here on the 4 hour, very congested. Until it breaks the high of that daily candle, there's no point in going lower. As you can see, it's just a big fugly mess. Exchange PERP also needs to let go and continue moving. There's a lot of that going on at the moment. As you can see with Bonfida, it needs to do the same after coming back and retesting that level. It has had a bounce, but it needs to follow through with that buying if it's to become interesting to me. File. Not much to go off on the daily, not much to go off on any of the time frames. It's the no from me. Flamingo still too choppy on the daily. Flow's done bugger all. Tell you what, I wouldn't mind on Phantom. A smaller bullish candle just here on the daily. That'd go down pretty well. This daily candle here was a wee bit too big for me. So I'm going to wait and see if I can get a smaller one. It's a little way away. FTT's been pretty not tradable for quite a period of time now. I'm going to leave that too. GRT's the same. Hedera, nothing to speak of. Love this chart. Want to see it come down to 25 or even 26. Small bullish candle. That's what I'd be really keen on. Obviously, there's quite some time to wait. There's nothing there now. Holy, I can leave. Hot. Maybe lower. No, nothing there. Ho, 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 me. It was building. It's come right off. That is out of my... The whole thing's just gone pear-shaped. What about the two? All right, so there's resistance right there. With the 2 hour cradle being right there, I wouldn't get one-to-one before my resistance. So yeah, it's really gone by to Horbit. Humanscape, how's it look on the 2 day? No. IOTA, nothing. Carver, no. Kin, no. Ooh, look at that for some spiky marshmallows. No thanks. Kusama. Again, you know, a straight line move makes for a pretty green candle on the daily. Doesn't give us too much to work with. Lena. Oh, Carolina. Am I clutching at straws looking at that? I think I am. At this stage, there's not that much of a build-up, and with this messy chart structure over here, I'm not overly interested in it, to be honest. I'd rather see it break first, and then I can buy the pullbacks. But for the time being, and with that daily, it's not giving me all that much confidence. What do you got, Link? Bugger all again. No, nothing there. Loopring's had a bloody huge run, as you can quite clearly see with your own two peepers. Again, I can't do much with that. It's just gone straight up. You're going to want to be in before those things. Litecoin's still sideways. Terra, not doing much, still sideways. Terra really needs to clear all these highs. You know, It's been in a range. It needs to get above above this level, and then obviously above these levels. It's got to set itself free. Blue sky ahead's what we really want to see there. And as I said before, there's not too many charts that are offering that sort of clear outlook. Perhaps a 5 to 8 knot variable is what we're after. Really light little puff of wind just to cool us down. Blue skies, opportunity. That's what we're after. Not 25 knots. We don't want that. I do want to see a pullback on Matic, pulling back in a bit deeper here. Little bullish candle down there would be superb. Again, it's a wait for tomorrow. Mid-perp, nothing there. Maker, nothing there. Met her at a bar, took her home and introduced her to my nan, who likes green tea. Nothing there. Metal, no. Near. Not near enough. Perhaps a little bullish candle there tomorrow. I mean, it doesn't get much smaller than that, does it? But at this stage, it's a no. Neo, what a mess. OKB, nothing to work with there. OMG, starting up again. That's good to see, but there's nothing to work with. So there are periods in time when you're a trader that you just got to wait, and you've got to be patient, and you've got to know what you're looking for. Because if you try and trade as frequently as you would when the trends are really strong during a period of consolidation, you're going to get chopped to pieces. And it's a hard lesson to learn. It's a part of trading that is probably not spoken of enough, really. I mean, we cover it a lot in the community and whatnot, but it's sort of death by 1,000 cuts, It's frustrating too. So it's periods like this where I'm not actually that active because there's nothing to be active for. Okay. Well, there's a higher low. There's a higher high. I know it's quite blocky up here like a barcode, but it has come back in. There is a little candle starting to form there. There's a little higher low on the 2 hour. That could be okay in a little while. I'm just going to pop that into the list as well. Reef does, it does have a fair bit of blue sky ahead. There's not really too much in the way. As you can see there, it has got a higher low here on the daily. It has pushed to a higher high. It is convergent. So the reality is, the probability, of it continuing high, it is there. Doesn't mean it's going to do it, but the probability is set in its favor. So that's one to add. Rook, nothing there. Reserve rights, no. Thor chain. We're kind of midway through, right? We need to see it either pull back in and we look at the 8, or we need to see it push back on and we can move lower. But right now it's pulled back in, it's moved, but it's sort of still in that mid zone, so it won't work for me. The problem I have is I start to wait and then life happens, and then by the time I get back to it, I have to wait again. What do you do to help with that? It's not about what I do, it's about what you do. So consistency is key. I'm doing my scans every day, 5 days a week, right? Unless I'm away. So the only way to really combat that is to put time aside each day. Make sure you do your scan every day. There will be things that will pop up. And the repetition of doing it daily, and it doesn't have to take a long time. The repetition of doing it daily, it might not mean that, okay, oh, the markets are good now, so now I can trade. It's more about understanding and being involved with the market helps you to understand when the times are good to be involved and when they're not. For example, like right now, me being in the market every single day and being involved, it's a very easy time for me to sort of say, well, step back time, because there's not a great deal going on. If you have not been in that market, you might not have that same connection to the market. You can also start to see things that might be starting to slowly come about. So rather than just taking time right out, unless it's something that you need, it can't be helped, then just having that involvement is going to make a very big difference to keeping your finger on the pulse. Don't I wish I took that little cradle, because boom. I hope that helps, by the way, Alexis. It's time management, and yes, it can be a frustrating thing, and yes, it can be often at times not that easy to do, but that's how you do it. You keep yourself active in the market each day, quick scans, have a look. I mean, I know a lot of people in live trading floor, which is where myself and my team do the scans 5 days a week, and you get videos 6 days a week as well. That's a lot of people's touching point. That's their barometer. That's their ability to be in the market, you know. It just helps to keep an eye on things. Another one down here, synthetics, is just still sideways. Solana needs to push through. There's nothing to work with there. Serum, not a great deal going on there either. Sirin, no. Nothing on StormX. Storage, little pop. But again, you know, all we're seeing in the market at the moment is either not a lot or a quick pop. And that's not really the sort of conditions that we're after. Trying to work out what an option could be onto this level, and there's nothing really there. If this takes a long time to come back and it does it slowly, and the moving averages catch up, that could be something for, you know, tomorrow or whatever, but it's a fair way off. You know, it's not something that's going to go into the list. Swipe. Not much there either. Theta, I can leave that. Did I say Theta before? Tomo. Let's have a look here. It's just that chart structure is just not. It's just not overly interested in it. You know, it's pullback, then another pullback. So we go low to high. So yeah, it's got to be left. It's got to be left. I am trying to find. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say I'm trying to find. I am seeing what the market's got for me. Unfortunately, it's very few options at the moment. Now, looking at this consolidation here on TrueFi, it would not surprise me at all to see it pop, you know. It's unfortunate, though, because there isn't really at this stage much of a level to work with. I mean, you've got this beautiful consolidation, but without a precise level. Is there anything? There's not really anything anywhere else, is there? Okay. Got to be left. Tron is completely sideways, as is Uni, V-Chain's not done much in a while, neither has Waves. NEM. Ooh, could there be a little flat level up there? Not really. I mean, you got two tests. It's got to do a schnitzel lot more than that to get my attention. Stellar, sideways, or messy. Messy on Monero. XRP is a mess as well. So is Tezos. DeFi money. Look at that support. Holding like a fortress for the time being. Not interested in that either. Not interested in that. Sideways. Zcash. Maybe a flat level. I mean, geez, Louise. There's two tests, but I mean, there's a long way for that to really create. I mean, it's got to go back down. It's got to come back in. It's not ready right now. It's a reference point at best. Zilliqa. It's a real bummer. Test 1, test 2. There's a third there with a little bee's deep break. That was the one that I was waiting for. At the time, I was looking for an entry to break above the high of that candle with a stop down here, and then it went. Now it's reapproaching that level. The problem that I've got is that I don't have a higher low going into it. You know, I would like to see it test, come back higher low, and then for it to push through. which is an option. It could still happen. It's just not right now. ZRX, there's nothing of interest there. We really need to get up through those highs on MVIS, this 10. There is a level right there, as you can see. Dun -dun. It still needs to test again. What I ultimately, and this will take a long time to occur, ultimately there's two tests. Pushing up for a third, pulling back for a higher low would be great. In saying that, if it pops through, if it breaks up through there, right, pullbacks into this 3,500 region would be welcomed. But because it hasn't, I shall wait. We're in a very sideways market. Smooth Love Potion. Where do I get that from? Is sideways. One is in a ripper little spot there. We'd love to see a little bullish candle there for tomorrow. We'll wait and see if we get one. Sheba, Shmeba, nothing there. Mangoes, love them. Got one in the fridge, but don't want to touch it when it comes to the chart. Coin 98 is sideways as well, and Cast Your Spell has a very nice trend. Very, very nice. But it's on the 8. It's got a lot of work to do. It's not going to make the list. So what have we after all of that? What have we here? Well, we have the potential for 1 inch on the daily, based on that daily candle right there for a cradle. We've got Balancer. If we can see that wee little level up here, build up a little bit nicer, a little bit better, or push through, and we can buy a pullback into there with a booster or a cradle. We have Binance as well. I do need to see Binance move on further, or see the 2-hour pullback. Oh, sorry, the 2's not going to match the 4, is it? Because we don't. Oh no, there is a higher low. Look, first things first. If it pulls back, I'll start to open up my eyes and consider it. But for now, it's got momentum with it. It just doesn't have any real setups. Onto Bancor. It's really straightforward with this puppy. It's that level that I'm watching. Whether I get a breakout trade or whether it pops and it pulls back, it's an option. And probably one of the ones that's more close than anything else is Reef right there on a 1 hour. Now, am I concerned about that spike? It's a single candle. This is, although messy, it is the pullback. So I'll keep my eye on that as well. So guys, if you enjoy what we do here, like, share, subscribe. Please do share with your mates. Spread the word. We'd appreciate it. Not a great deal right now going on. It is a matter of waiting to see what happens for the most part. And, you know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes there's a time when you've got to be involved, and there's times to be staying out. Pretty good time to be careful at the moment. Wait and see what the market does. If the market does pull back, if Bitcoin does venture lower, will I be in panic mode? Absolutely not. No. Why? Because I am very firmly of the belief that we will see a pullback to 53, and it would be very healthy. If we did see a pullback to 53, I'm at the firm belief that it would be very healthy. The same as this run up here. We did talk about this 41,000. Oh, pretty spot on with that one. If we can get another one up here at 53, might just give us a bunch of options as well. So don't be concerned if we do start to come back. That's between sort of 53 and 50 would be the area for which at the moment I could see us going to. You have yourself a great day, and I will speak to you again very, very soon. Cheers, guys. Bye for now.